Hello friends, my name's the real Emile. Now for those of you who frequent my channel, you'll know I'm a big fan of Jaguar. I love the looks and the image. I also love the insanity that they can have from time to time. The Jaguar XKR-S is a good example of that. With its snorty supercharged engine and its enraged body kit, complete with striking blue paintwork, the XKR-S is one of my favourite cars, as is the new replacement for it, the Jaguar F-Type R. However, before the XK retired, Jaguar gave us one final hardcore version, and here it is, the Jaguar XKR-S GT. On the surface, it looks like a serious track racer, with a big wing and aerodynamic cladding all around, and indeed, statistically, it looks serious, with a 0 to 60 time of 4.1 seconds and a top speed of 197 miles an hour, undoubtedly held back due to the aero parts. But is it still an XK? Which has always been more about fun than lap times. I took it to Silverstone to find out. Well, the seriousness in the looks is not matched in the handling. The XKR-S GT may be a track car, but not a serious one like the Porsche 911 GT3 or the Aston Martin Vantage S. Instead, it feels very similar to the F-Type, and this isn't surprising as it uses many handling components from the F-Type R. The first thing you notice is the good straight line speed. This car is quick despite the aero and around on par with the other sports cars in its class. When you hit a corner, it becomes classic Jag. While weight reduction has taken place, there is no denying this was once a GT car, weighing in at a hefty 3,977 pounds. This car does feel heavy, although for me this isn't a huge deterrent. Some users may find there to be more understeer than they would like, as it is present coming out of the corner, and the rear end wants to slide out, although provided you don't slam the power down, it is controllable. In fact, it is very easy to control, allowing even novices to have some fun hooning the XKR-S GT. Brakes are relatively average for a car of this class, perhaps slightly better than the F-Type. Overall, this car is not as serious, and I like that. It's a bit of fun. There are many cars designed to go around the track as fast as possible, utilising all the latest technology, and this doesn't. My biggest issue with the XKR-S GT, however, is the price. At 180,000 credits, it is 70,000 more than an F-Type, and for just 10,000 credits more, you could have a V12 Vantage S, which would be much faster on a track. So the question is, how fast will this car be compared to its cheaper cousin? Let's find out. Okay, so here we are on the Top Gear test track with the Jaguar XKR-S GT. The Jaguar F-Type did go around relatively recently, so that's sort of where we're looking time-wise for the XKR-S GT. Whether it can actually beat the F-Type is another matter. PI-wise, this has 4 more PI than the F-Type R, but it's going to be very interesting to see. 542 horsepower does mean this has slightly less power than the F-Type, 501 pounds-feet of torque. It's still pretty good though, all well-rounded numbers. Doesn't seem to have too many dramas through the first 2 corners. Coming down, you can see that straight line speed is relatively good, and this brakes are also average, stopping roughly where the F-Type would. Knocked over some cones, but other than that, through Hammerhead, looks relatively well controlled. Bit of understeer, bit of sliding on the way out, as of course as you would expect from a bit of a mad Jaguar. How are we going to do through the follow-through? All relatively okay, maybe understeering a little bit wide going down into that little bump there, but not too many dramas. I wonder if he had to brake through there. I doubt it. Braking into the second to last corner. Ooh, the XKR-S goes wide, goes very wide into the second corner. That might be one of the widest lines we've seen through there. However, around the last corner it is relatively well behaved onto the time, and the XKR-S GT goes into 43rd with a 119.693, making it slower than the F-Type R. All that extra money for nothing. It is faster than an Aston Martin DBS though, which is pretty decent. Infiniti Q50L Rouge. Pretty decent time overall, but unfortunately it is slower than the F-Type, so I guess that's sort of the final opinion. Buy an F-Type, it's cheaper and apparently it's quicker. Although the XKR-S GT is a fantastic car. I had a lot of fun driving this one. I do have to admit the F-Type is a better deal, and that's ultimately the one I would end up picking. Anyway friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Tell me down below in the comment section which one you'd rather have, the F-Type or the XKR-S GT. And yeah, until next time, farewell.